Peace and blessings, everyone. It is I, the sexiest fat man you'll ever know, Coach Ed Gladney, with my brother from another Philly halftime, coming to you today for the first episode of the halftime coaching adjustment show. We're really excited to have you guys with us today. I'm really excited to be here. And I hope you guys also will have are excited and ready to rock and roll with us. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to check in on my brother. How you doing, halftime?
I'm doing good. How you been?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Sorry to everyone. Just some minor technical issues, but going to work it out as we go along. So, and again, I appreciate everyone for being here. So, make sure everyone, before we begin, if you haven't already done so, make sure you like this episode. Also, make sure you go to both of our channels, like, subscribe, hit the notification. Make sure you also share on all your social media platforms. We really appreciate it. So today I have a few subjects that I want to go over, but here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit to start about the NFL and starting with the NFL draft. I mean, everyone's team is doing so many things. It's going on right now. We're going to tap in and see how each team is doing so far. I'm going to start with you, Philly, for halftime. How are you? What are your thoughts about your Eagles? How do you think you guys have been doing so far, including today?
We got an A+ right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving the Eagles A+ because first of all, you went and you got a corner in the first round and you didn't have to move up to get him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the best corner that was
Mm-hmm.
drafted. And then in the second round, we moved up and we got another corner.
Mm-hmm.
Also could play safety,
Mm-hmm.
but he also can do punt returns, kick returns, and that was a must need.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been making a lot of trades right now,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
they're trading for next year. So, and people are going to be asking why.
Mm-hmm.
If the Barkley investigation thing and the NFL wants to take picks away,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the Eagles will be fine because they're going to be so stacked next year that it's not going to hurt us. So
Okay.
right now, the Eagles get an A+ for me.
Okay, I can appreciate that. Now, you were just talking about the cornerbacks that you guys selected, the two of them.
Yeah.
A couple of things with that. Number one, first of all, let me just tap into the chat real quick. Mitch, thanks for being here, brother. As always, man. You are, as I'll always say, you are the point guard for this whole shit, man. You get us going in the right directions. You really guide everyone. So thank you. I really appreciate you, man. Always. So thank you, bro. And Russ the Hunter, what's up, man? Thanks a lot for being here. I really appreciate you. To the 10 that are that are watching, thank you guys for always being here. Now, the cornerbacks that you get, because you have the new DC, do you think these cornerbacks will fit into your new scheme that you guys are putting in?
This is my problem. And you know it's my problem, Coach, because I've always been, I get crazy over it. This bend but don't break defense.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to play, you got to have your man press.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't do that. We give you like a 10-yard cushion. And I hate that. It bothers me. I don't know why you would do that because 10 yards is a first down. I don't know why they give that big cushion up, but they do. So I do not know if we're going to have that press. We're not. I don't know if we're going to press our man like we should. But it's going to be. I'm telling you, if Nick Fangio cannot get this team right, and with this bend but don't break defense, and he made this defense, this is his baby. If he can't make us look better, then you got to get away from him. You got to get away from that attitude.
Okay. Butterfly, thanks for tapping in. I really appreciate you and helping us out with the likes as always. You are a great supporter, so nothing but love and respect for you. So now, in terms of the like you said, the bend but don't break, and playing press, it's not a matter of press man. It's a matter of in terms of just pressing because you can mix it up off a zone as well as man, or is it that you just want to strictly play man with the
No, no,
press
no,
along
no.
with it?
No, you could play press man, or I get you're gonna play some kind of zone.
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm,
don't have to every time do the same stuff over and over again because it's never gonna change. They're gonna
mm-hmm,
find an opening
mm-hmm,
if
mm-hmm,
you keep on playing the same way. And the Eagles play the same way.
mm-hmm.
So they know what your weakness is. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, I know. I understand. I understand about the whole concept of with the press. Especially with when you're playing a two shell. If you're playing a cover two look, if you ever hear me say two shell, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking. That's a terminology. It means you're playing two cover two, and shell means that you're going to sometimes roll out of it. You may roll out of it. You may stay with it. So if you ever hear me say two shell, that's basically what I mean. So but with the cover two look and you're playing press, because I do understand what you're saying when you're 10 yards off. Now, the only difference with that, the only thing with that I will say, because I've learned to adapt, because years ago I was the same exact way. I want to be up in press. I want to be up in press. And then I went to a lot of different clinics and I got more information. Now I do understand playing the 10 yards, but now it's more of when you play the 10 yards, are you rolling down with that cornerback? Are you shooting someone underneath and you're playing quarters off of that? So it varies, but I do understand in what you're saying about, with bend but don't break. Bend but don't break when you use it right, it has its advantages. Whether it's in the midfield area, more so you don't want to do it when you get down into the money zone, especially when you get within that 10-yard window of the goal line. Then I'm with you. You want to compress it a little bit more, and you want to at least mix it up more. But I got you. I will say this, because when you have Bradbury, that cover two may help him a little bit more, because when he was with the Giants and that first year, that's when he had his success, when he was playing off a little bit more. He can get beat off the line of scrimmage, so he's not a
Right.
press corner. So, but now the two that you did draft, if you develop them right, yes. If you can mix it up, that's the other thing. So, as a Giants fan, if you're up in press all the time, especially that we have neighbors, then I want to see that, if you're consistently doing it. Now, if you're mixing it up, then that's a different story. But yeah, if you're off, yeah, you're right. If you do certain things, get a quick slant, let your receiver try and gain yards, even if it's on first down and you make a tackle at 5 yards, 6 yards. You've given us yards to then turn around and play with. So I definitely understand with you. Now, what about the rest of your draft picks? How do you think you guys have been doing?
We've been moving down. We've been moving back and back just to build our what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we did get Hunt,
Mm-hmm.
and but I think he's more of a project. I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people might disagree with me, but we got a project and on him. But
Okay.
he might go to the practice squad for this year and build him up. You know what I mean? He might go there.
Do you really want to put someone on the practice squad? Because you remember, when you're on the practice squad, other teams can come and offer him a contract and they can take him off of your roster.
Well, yeah, but they have to if he
Oh,
goes to
that's
the
right.
practice.
I think there's one designation that you can't touch.
Yes,
I
you're
believe
not
you're
allowed
right.
to
You're right.
touch you're not allowed to touch one.
No, you're right. You're right.
So,
You're right. You
well,
have a.
you can also just say, all right, we're gonna go with all right, we'll sign him and we'll bring him on our team.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean?
mm-hmm.
We have an option. Somebody
Got you.
can't touch him, or we can just say, no, he's
Bring him
coming
up.
on right
No,
now, and we
I
can bring
got
him
you. I
up.
got you. It's the
There's
game of
different
chess.
ways we can do it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just saying even if he's on the bench for the whole year and we don't use him,
Mm-hmm.
we got to develop him. He's a developer. He's
Got
not.
you.
He's not game right now. I don't think.
Well, you have
You know more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In the coaching part,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think he needs to develop.
No, I mean, look, these guys, a lot of the guys late, yes, you're right. They're young, they have to develop. I mean, I don't care if you're a first rounder, you still have to develop. Now, yes, you're going to you're putting money into them. So, you're not going to put them on the practice squad. I understand that. But my point being is every rookie coming in, you're coming from college to the pros, and we all know that you're messing with grown men now. So when you play football with the grown men, it's a different ball game than being in college. No, you don't have the always the cheerleaders or the girls in school coming and running up to you, grabbing on your arms while you're going to your next class or in study hall. It's a different ball game. It's about that business, plain and simple. So, but you got a question from Star Wars 99. What do you think about Will Shipley?
Bye Gainwell. Yeah, baby. Bye Gainwell, you go. That's what I think, Star Wars. Bye Gainwell. Told everybody Gainwell was bringing garbage. Nobody believed me. What's up, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a new show. This is Coach Ed. Guys, go show your support on Coach Ed's stream. Hit that like button for him. You guys, this is going to happen every Saturday at 2:00.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be real fun.
Exactly. So like Phil at halftime is saying, it's fun, it's exciting, we like it. You're talking to two old veteran guys. What did Blaze say? Two old farts.
Yeah,
We're two old farts. We're going to be here as we grow. Hey, there may be time where you might see us, saying cheers and having a little secluded adult beverage. I mean, let's keep it real. But you know what? It's all in good fun, and we're here to talk sports. We're here to talk about a lot of things, not just sports. We're here to talk about life. Relationship, whatever it is. We're going to bring you a lot more because we're going to bring you our experiences. And I have a lot of ideas. He has a lot of ideas, and we're going to come together and collab. It doesn't matter that he's a Philly fan and I'm a New York fan. We have great respect for each other, and we want to bring something to you guys, and everybody's included. I mean, you guys are going to give us ideas. You might say, hey, what about this? What about this subject matter? And we'll do our research and then get everything together, and then we'll go from there. So, so yes.
It's going to be real fun. We're not just going to sit here and talk sports.
Yeah, you're right. That stinker linger. I'm with you. I'm with you. What'd you say? It matters. New York sucks. Hey, all I can say is championships, baby. Championships. Yeah. just for the record, this is my minor league semi-pro ring, and it's a dynasty ring with one of the teams I was with. So I do wear it a lot. So yeah, Mitch, we all do. I think about him a lot of times. I mean, I used to love doing a lot of shows with Jeff, man. It didn't matter football, basketball. He was getting me into hockey, So, Coach, you realize you're aside the GOAT of Philly sports, right? Hey,
I wish I was.
It's an honor and it's a privilege. He'll tell you, I'm the one that started this. I went to Mitch and I said, I want to do a show with him, man, because I really love his work. I love what he does. I love his energy. And being that we're both two older guys dealing with a lot of young guys, a lot of young content creators, it's I can relate to him. So, and we have something that we're going to talk about, a little old school stuff for you guys today. So,
with Coach here, it was like I'm always like impressed with Coach because his analogy, he knows his shit with sports. Like he can break it down to you just with a play. I'm just like I said, I'm just the guy at the bar. You know what I mean? I don't. And Coach is over there. He can break it down to you way better.
Well, screaming Jerry Lee, I'm going to say this to you. In getting ready today, I it's going to look crazy. This is not liquor. This is actually perfume. Well, not perfume, cologne. Sorry, my aide who what's up? She's Haitian. She got this for me, and she always says perfume. So I'm used to saying it because of her. But yeah, today I threw it on. I said I gotta smell good, because I'm a big sexy fat guy. So I gotta smell good, So but yeah. So I got it, So I don't think I stink today. So I know I smell good. So I streamed with Nick before for Sixers games, and he knows and he's a great to talk to as watch. So
Yeah.
hey, there you go.
I stream. I do. I throw people on my channel while I'm streaming sometimes. Yep.
Okay, so getting back to the draft because I have it on right now. I'm trying to keep up with it a little bit. I just saw something that I saw a little bit earlier that caught my eyes. Oh, I lost it. Oh, yeah, I did now. Because I also, even though I'm a Rutgers Scarlet Knight fan in terms of athletics, I do follow Notre Dame because I've been following them for decades. Um, they took Cam Hart, cornerback. He went to the Chargers, so I thought that was very interesting, and because he's going over there with the Michigan man. So
Yeah.
just give me one sec. Well, go ahead, Philly. Have
I
time.
had a.
Finish talking about you.
I got a question for you,
Oh,
and I know a lot of people want to know is what do you think about your Giants and how they did?
all right, just give me one second. It's something I have to do real quick for
All
my
right.
aide. But yeah, just talk a little bit about the rest of your Eagles draft picks.
Yeah. So the Eagles got the running back, and we needed that. You know, um, and that's by Gainwell. That tells you he's gone. We have, like, I think Hunt will be on the practice squad. I think we're gonna have to build him up and get him ready. So, there's gonna be interesting what the Eagles are doing.
Oh,
Everybody's gonna see these everybody's seeing the Eagles make picks for next year is because we gotta get stuff ready. We gotta get stuff ready. Coach got something going on over here.
No, it's my aide. I wasn't expecting that. She came in. Yeah, I thought she was gonna look at the camera, look at you, and she gave me a look back on the cheek. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." That was a good one. That was a good one.
The loving's going on over here.
Nah, she's messing with me. She messing with me. So,
Hey.
but that I can feel you with that. Now, as far as the Giants, all right. So I know there's a facet within the Giants fan base that they're upset, and I get it, and I understand because they don't want Daniel Jones, or they want to see a way that or feel like Daniel Jones is on his way out the door. You can't get rid of him next year because of his contract, but you feel like if you have a young quarterback behind him, then you have the opportunity to get rid of him and get out from underneath his contract. And I do understand their logic. Now, me as a coach, I don't subscribe to that completely per se. What do I mean by that? I believe you need to have the talent. You need to have talent on your team one way or another. The idea that, first and foremost, the Giants only had 6 draft picks this year. 6. So to take 2 or 3 or 2 draft picks and your first round next year to move up to go get a quarterback. I get it in terms of the quarterback is the most important position, but if you don't have the talent around that quarterback, you're going to get him beat up, i.e. the Houston Texans when they drafted David Carr back in the day. They beat that man up and they beat him into submission, like the Carolina Panthers did with Bryce Young last year. I understand the next year you probably could, but again, if you're giving away a first round draft pick, it's pretty hard because that's a premium position. Now, if you bring in Malik Neighbors, he can do certain things with your offense. Shane has also done, right now, and you have to see how it develops, but he's brought in competition on the offensive line. So if you solidify the offensive line, there is the possibility Daniel Jones can be productive. Am I saying he needs to be elite? No, no, I'm not saying that. But you know what? You saw what he did the year before when, you know what, you did give him a little bit of time, a little bit of blocking. He was somewhat productive. He never had a top end wide receiver. Never did. So, but if you have neighbors along with Jalen Hyatt, Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton, you know, you're adding pieces along with in the receiving court to help in the passing game. You also have to look at Dable and look at what he wants to do. You know, he wants to really to be a passing type of a team, to be honest with you. You know, he's not trying to be a run centric type of a team. You know, and that's the reality. Now you're going to argue, well, Daniel Jones is not the quarterback for that, but you're setting something up for the future. You know, listen, you guys understand what I'm going to say. Remember when we had OBJ? OBJ, you give him a quick slant, and a lot of times he would beat the defensive backs down the field to the touchdown. So that's what, you know, what I want to see. You know, am I saying it's going to come to fruition right off the bat? No, I'm not saying that. But in the same token, that possibility, just like you were talking about cornerbacks being off, with neighbors, a lot of cornerbacks are not going to be up on in press. If you're staying up in press and he beats you off the line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter what cornerback. If you put that ball on the outside shoulder to that receiver and let him make a play, then you're gaining yards. You're being productive. That also forces defenses to adjust their defensive scheme. Maybe it forces them to keep two safeties back now because they're so concerned with their talent like that. Now Neighbors has to develop. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But that's why I said I'm not of the mindset right now that, you know, it's doom and gloom like some in the Giants fan base or some who are just done with the whole team right now, the coaching staff, the management, and Daniel Jones. Hey, if that's what you choose to do, you know what? You have every right to feel that way. I will support you. I will not agree with you, but I'll support you in your right to feel that way. So, and as far as what they've done with the later picks, you know, right now you have you brought in a safety, Tyler Nubin. I've watched him because I'm a Big Ten fan, and I've watched him when he was at Minnesota. He's a good safety. He can play single high. You can keep him in the cover two. You can bring him down into the box. You know, he's fairly decent in terms of tackling schemes in that regard. So he can develop into a very good safety and a day one starter once training camp opens. And then Phillips, you know, I like him in certain regards. I'm not saying he's going to come in and start. He's not. To me, you have to develop him. I'm just going to say it like that. You know, he has to work on the grabbing and getting his head turned around when he's getting downfield. But he has stick to it at this. What I mean by that is when he has to, or when he plays the technique right, he will be with the receiver going down the field. So, you know, he's a good cornerback or developing cornerback. Then you got Theo Johnson from Penn State. You know, I mean, he's a good talent. He is. He still needs to develop, but you know, he will definitely fit the role. And then we don't know what's going on with Darren Waller anyway. So, you know, you have to prepare yourself going forward. So again, there are those in Giants land who are not happy, and I get it. I understand how they're feeling. You know, I don't agree with everything, but you know what? I'm fine with this so far. So, but I appreciate the questions. Let me get back to the chat real quick. All right, where's mine?
Well, my thing is for you is, is it the owners telling the coaches we don't, you know, we're going to keep Daniel Jones because they don't know if they're going to keep the head coach and not let him pick because they might get rid of him? Or
if you're saying relating it to Daniel Jones, and I understand that there's the thought that Mara just loves Daniel Jones. You know, first and foremost, Mara is a businessman. Let's not be naive. He's a businessman. He's given them the control to do what they need to do. Does he need to be included in discussions? Of course. That man pays the checks. I mean, so you want to,
Everybody does.
yeah. So you still have to answer to him. And in the end, if he says no, 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 and I get that thought process, but no, they're not making decisions because Mara is saying no, you can't. Remember, his contract this year is guaranteed. So there's no way around it. I've heard, put bubble wrap on him and let him sit the bench. I don't think Mara wants to do that. You invest $40-something million. Come on, bro. Come on. I mean,
no, you're playing the man if you're paying him 40.
Yeah. So you have to try and squeeze every ounce of action out of him that you can, because you're paying that money. No one wants to pay $40 million. We as fans, we could talk like that, and I get it. That's our emotions.
Yep.
But if you think business-wise, if you think logically, that is not happening. I'm sorry. I don't know any businessman at that level, billionaires. I don't know any billionaires that's going to say, let $40 million sit on the bench. No, I want to see it out there, whether the fans like it or not. So that's what I think there in reference to that. Nick, yes, I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. Been a Knicks fan since the 80s. Actually, I started out as a Lakers fan because Magic Johnson is my all-time fave. But, I also love Bernard King. That's another reason why I fell in love, part of the reasons why I fell. But, yeah, I'm a Knicks fan. Been a Knicks fan. So, we're going to get into a little bit of that. Are damn good. It's been a great series so far. Yeah, we're going to get into all of that. So.
Yeah, the refs helped them out, Nick. Say it the right way. The refs helped them out.
I could make the same argument too. With Joel Embiid, when you jump in.
You guys been pulling on each other jerseys all night long.
No. We're going to get into that because let's save that. Let's say that. Let's not jump the gun. Let's close out the football first. Okay.
That's how you get them, Nick. You got to get them a little riled up.
Yeah. So, what type of surprise moves in the NFL draft do you feel that there was? It doesn't matter who it is in your team.
The biggest surprise move was the Atlanta Falcons going for a quarterback when they just paid somebody $180 million and $100 million guarantee, and you ain't got a quarterback. It doesn't make sense to me. Because, and if you watched, why is the GM have to explain to the owner why they just drafted a quarterback? I think this was the biggest shock of them all.
Okay. I do understand that. I understand where you're going with that. I think it caught everyone. It did, but, in terms of thinking about, first of all, for those of you who don't know, Michael Penix has been my number one quarterback all year for the most part. I've done a top 10 going up into this, and Michael Penix was my number one quarterback. None of these quarterbacks are a finished process. None of them. I don't care if you love Caleb Williams, Jalen, Dan. It doesn't matter. They all need work, and that's natural coming into the NFL. But it's just something about that kid, watching him, and it's not even what he did at Washington. I watched him at IU. I mean, being a Rutgers Scarlet Knight, I've seen firsthand what this kid can do. So, I see the talent there. So, but I'm going to go a little bit different in terms of my surprise move. It's the first, 14, 15 picks were all offensive players. That's never been done before. That also shows you the influx from college, the offensive talent that's coming over. Now, part of that is because of the super seniors. For those of you who don't know what I mean, because of COVID, there are a lot of guys who got an extra year, which is why you have, Penix actually playing 6 years. You have guys who have been in college for 6 years because they gained that extra year because of COVID. And next year, I think, will be the last year that you receive the residuals from that. But right now in the draft, you're seeing a lot of super seniors and a lot of super talent coming in, and it's pushing other talent down. And to start, it pushed the defensive players down. I mean, look at the start of the second round. We had all the offensive players. Start of the second round, you had a lot of cornerbacks going. I mean, that right there was, that's surprising, but I love it. I love that. So, it just makes for a better football brand going forward. So, are there any specific move? Oh, one thing I wanted to say when it comes to Michael Penix in Atlanta. Okay. I get it in terms of the long-term approach because you can get out from underneath what you call this contract after 2 years. So you really can go from one quarterback to another, and you can be involved. You can have quarterback talent in your organization for 10 plus years.
Yeah, but
So
that's
I
going to
get
hurt
it.
you in the salary cap, right?
Mm,
After 2 years, it's still going to hit you in the salary cap. It's going to be like 20 million.
well, if you can get out from underneath his contract in terms of Cousins and you have a small residual, then no, because you're still going to be on Penix's contract as a rookie contract. And it'll
Right.
allow you to do other things within your organization. I do understand those who are saying you could have gone out and got other talent to do. So I do understand it. But I also, once I heard the different arguments for it, and you think about it, because I said Michael Penix has things he has to do. He has to clean up on his footwork when he drops back into pass, when he gets outside the pocket. His QBR rating is one of the lowest, if not the lowest. I do understand that. I do understand some people are also concerned about the injuries, but for me, injuries are, once medical said he's good, injuries, I kind of push it down because I have to trust the doctors.
Yeah,
If
but he
they,
tore his ACL
yes,
twice in the
hmm
same leg.
yes, I understand. Doesn't mean he can't play. I
No,
mean,
no,
and
no,
look,
no, no, no. I think
no,
he's
I
still a
get
good.
what you're saying.
I
I
think
get.
he's still a good quarterback, but
There's the
I'm
concern.
just
I get.
saying there's a concern that way.
Yes, I do understand that. I do. I get it. No matter what type of injury. Now, if you had said, because that's why when people talk about Daniel Jones with the spinal, I get it, which was more stinger. But for someone like me, I deal with spinal issues, special issues from playing football, and
Right.
being into your 50s, I deal with pain dealing with that. So I do understand
That's
that's
me.
different.
That's
You too,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm hurt.
yeah, so I do understand things of that nature, but when I look at Atlanta and I look at it in that regard, you're set if everything goes right, and that's any player. But if it goes right, you have to really look at this in that respect that, what? If Kirk Cousins comes in, even if he's a mentor for him and preparing him, going forward, because Cousins is what, 36 years old? Come on,
Yeah,
man. How much longer you got with this man? But Michael Penix, he's 24. By the time Cousins leave, he'll be 26, going into his prime. And quarterbacks now are playing damn near into their 40s. So, it can develop. It really can develop. So I'm not saying I like Penix. I'm not saying I'm in love with it, but I do like and I see what Atlanta is doing. And shout out to Raheem Morris, Jersey's own. I mean, I got to show my boy love from Irvington, New Jersey, not too far from me. So, but again, that's for another one. Now, I was asking you about moves you like. Give me a one move you like and one move you don't like in the NFL draft so far.
one move like I like
Doesn't it?
what the Cardinals did,
Mm-hmm.
and they picked up Marvin Harrison Jr. I like that
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
It was yeah, everybody was gonna love that one.
Mm-hmm.
One that didn't make sense to me was the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. They moved back,
Mm-hmm.
but then they went with a guard,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought you could have got him in a third round,
Mm.
but I thought I thought he needed more work.
Okay.
So I mean that's just me, but I mean that's the only
Mm-hmm.
one I liked and one I didn't like, and I'm not even going to talk to the Eagles about that one because
Mm-hmm.
I said the Eagles got an A+ on this. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm just going different, and that's the ones I really didn't like. I didn't like. I didn't like that one.
Well, I'm going to say also with the Cardinals too that, and it's going to be both. No, well, no, it's going to be a catch-22. One I didn't like, though, to be honest with you, is actually the Broncos. All right, I didn't like the Broncos with taking Bo Nix. I mean, personally, I think Bo Nix is a second-round draft pick. He still has a lot of things that he has to work on. Now, yes, maybe because he's going to be with Sean Payton, he can develop him. But I've watched him from Auburn to Oregon. And there's some things that, like I said, all of them need work, but he's the one I think needs the most work in my eyes out of the top 6. To be honest with you, he's not even in my top 5. So, and that's my point. So it's like, I'm not big on him. Now, when I went to Arizona, I love it and I hate it. Max Melton. I love Max Melton. Anyone who knows me knows I've been hammering Max Melton. I thought Max Melton is a first-round talent, and I love it that he's going to Arizona. Hey, he's going up against Marvin Harrison Jr. Even Marvin Harrison Jr. said he respects his game. They've gone up against each other in the Big Ten. But, I hated it because I wanted him on the Giants. So there you go. So, but, I call Max Melton my son. That's the reason why I believe in his talent, and I've watched him grow. I've actually watched him from his time in high school. I've watched what he has done and how he has grown. So right now we're going to go ahead now, since everyone's talking about the playoffs. We're going to go ahead and talk about.
We get the further. I like bringing. Messing with you just a little bit.
No, I know. But let's clear up the chat real quick. Streaming Daniel Jones, ugh. Butterfly says hi. Thank you, Butterfly. We appreciate you. Did you hit the like button? Yes, everyone, please make sure you hit the like button. We really appreciate it. Gets it into the algorithm. You can help this channel grow. Bro.
Yeah, guys, go check out Coach's channel. You guys are gonna love him. Dude's awesome. Ever since you and Jeff were streaming, I mean, I was like, damn, he's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate
me and Jeff was like, I'm like, Jeff, dude, Coach is awesome. He goes, yeah, he's very knowledgeable, man. He's awesome.
You guys have 4 picks, I guess, in the 4th round. Yes. What grade would you give the Eagles halftime?
I gave them an A+.
Yeah, he gave him an A+. Nick. Trotter fall to the 5th round. I know you guys were big on Trotter.
I'm huge on Trotter. I don't know why he's falling so far down.
Again, I don't know. So I don't know what it is. Yeah, one more like to 10. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you. You're doing a great job. This show is awesome, by the way, so far. 2.5. So, but yeah, let's now, we're all caught up. Let's get into the NBA, starting with the Knicks and the Sixers. All right. So, so now you were talking about the controversies. All right. Yes, I will say, Maxey got held and he got bumped in the closing 2 minutes. But as I told a few people in the game, because everyone's talking about the closing, but what about early in the game? I mean, there was a point in time when it was in the first half. Brunson drove towards the left part of the lane, and he had Maxey on the inside, and he was doing his floater, and Maxey bumped him, but they didn't call the foul. And then in that series, remember when Hartenstein got that offensive rebound?
Yes.
Okay, he went up and got it. But you had Kyle Lowry, who's in the front, who was grabbing his left arm, and then you had Tobias Harris, who was on his right, grabbing his right arm. They didn't call it. They let him play to close out the game. I get it. I get where you guys were going in terms of that. You have every right. The NBA justified it. You have every right to be upset. As a Knicks fan, I remember Houston when they called the bogus foul on Brunson, and the NBA said, yeah, it wasn't a foul. I mean, that's the game. But, what I'll also say is y'all had the ball to close out, and shout out to Mitch Kofsky. He even said, when Kyle Lowry grabbed the ball, he should have called the timeout first, number one. Number two, you're always trained in terms of basketball, never give it into the corners. Never.
The Sixers did try to call a timeout. MB was trying to call a timeout.
I saw MB and
the coach was trying to call a timeout. But these refs, and I'm not blaming. It's the referees, coach. The referees got to be held accountable. It don't matter in what game, they got to be held more accountable.
And that's the thing. I look, you'll never get me to disagree in terms of accountability. The leagues, all these leagues, the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, they don't want to publicly criticize the referees. Because I'm going to tell you this. I have officiated football games. I have. And it is not an easy job to do. People don't realize it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of pressure, but it's also fast-paced. Now, in this situation, the reason why I say, and I agree with Mitch in terms of Kyle Lowry, because when you're inbounding, that referee is going to keep an eye on you because he has to do his 5-second count. Yeah. So he has to see that. So, and you know that Kyle Lowry is also an 18, 19-year veteran. So you know what to do, bro. You do. Yep. So, that's why I'm saying in terms of first. Now, in terms of the referees missing the call, can't argue with that. Video has showed it. Shout out to Blaze. I mean, he showed that one angle where you had directly right down the line with the referee was sitting right there, Maxey on the ground, Nick Nurse pointing because Maxey did have the ball. So I get you. I understand what you were saying. So I'm not disagreeing with you. So in that regard, it is controversial. And yes, the referees need to do better. Now, in terms of Mitchell Robinson and Embiid, I'm sorry. I don't accept his excuse about earlier where from the Warriors was going to fall on his knees. You purposefully wrapped your leg around when a man is going up to slam. That's going to cause injury. That's my point. You're not doing something. It's just like if he had swung, wound up and swung and hit him in the head and purposefully did that. That's my issue. I don't want to see top players taken out of the game. But then you're talking about the referees with accountability. Where's the accountability there? I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
There's no accountability, and now it's it's fuck around and find out, coach. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what it is. This is how good the Knicks are. Good. You guys are good, hands down. But when now the Sixers are pissed, and it's like, all right, if they're going to play dirty, we're going to play dirty.
So you're saying dirty when I say physical.
Okay, all right, physical.
Here's the thing.
I say dirty, but let's go physical because they're not playing dirty like they did back in the day.
When I say dirty, to me, dirty means you're trying to hurt someone purposefully.
Right.
That physical is
dirty football.
Yeah, dirty is. I'm sorry, dirty is the MB play. Physical is Kelly Oubre. Physical, he could play for me any day. He could play for me on the Knicks on any day. Even Batum, Kyle Lowry, all these guys could play for me because they're physical. I don't mind physical, getting a bump here or there during the course of the game. The screen is coming around. You want to set it hard. That part, yes. You're not trying to hurt them intentionally. That's the thing. Oubre, I love. You asked the question. Yeah. I like Oubre. I like his attitude. I like his demeanor. You want to be honest? He kind of reminds me of John Starks. I mean, he's just a taller version. Good defense. He is streaky, but he has that temperament. He's physical. Very physical. Yes, I don't mind. And that's the thing. Now, you're talking about a big, sexy, fat guy. I have no basketball talent whatsoever. But the one thing I would do in high school when I played and when I played in street ball, I was physical. I would set screens. I would foul you hard. Yeah, I would. Give you a good body, but I'm not trying to hurt you. That's the thing that I love in terms of that. That's why I love this series so far. Because it's old school 90s. I did play
basketball when I was in high school, and I play physical. Like if And I only play defense. Can't
Mm-hmm.
shoot worth a lick. I'm defense. I get the ball, give you the ball. I'll give somebody the ball, and they go do their thing. And I actually sit there. I play physical.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna regret
Mm-hmm.
come and hit me.
Exactly.
You're gonna regret it and I would foul out a lot because I was a physical person.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
All right,
you
Blaze.
know,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you saying.
yeah. So
No,
I'm physical, so I
and
get it. I get it.
yeah, I'm like you, bro. I'm physical. Use up all my fouls. Coach would always say that. Make sure you use your foul. You better
Yep,
have
I
some
make sure
basketball
the fouls
talent, coach.
count. Don't worry. I make sure my fouls count.
All right, Blaze. I'm your power forward. Look, I'm a 4 foot scorer. If that's what you're saying, so I'll get you rebounds. I'll do that for you. So, and the Saints took Rattler. Okay, okay, okay. So,
Eagles
but
pick is in. I don't know who they're getting yet.
yeah, but again, getting back to, I love this round so far. I mean, how are you feeling about this series right now? Starting with the Knicks and the Sixers, do you think it harkens back to the '90s type of basketball that we grew up
Yes.
on?
Yeah.
Exactly. Same.
Yes. It's like having like the Dennis Rodmans, and
Yes.
it's actually a defensive game. It's like I said, it's a fuck around and find out.
Yes.
You know what I
Charles
mean?
Oakley. Charles Oakley, just with no jump shot. That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
Anthony Mason. Yes. So I'm
So
with you.
this is what this is. Whoever wins this one, I mean, this is the blood, shed, and tears on this
Mm-hmm.
game.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be that way. It's just gonna be that way.
I'm going to say this, and I get it, because Indiana, I think, is going to win that series. Indiana is not going to be running up and down on either one of these teams.
No.
There's no way, and they're going to get smacked in the face. They're going to get smacked in the face if they face either one of us. And I will say they're lucky because there's no Giannis there. I have to say that. I'm sorry. Giannis changes the whole complexity in the playoffs for that team. So, you see power for Oakley and Mason, and yes, sir. I know it, bro. So, but yeah, but what's your thoughts on some of the other games in the playoffs? I mean, which
The
one of the
Lakers
ones?
are getting swept. The Lakers are getting swept. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought the Lakers were going to actually win, but LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James. I mean, people are saying LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. You never heard Michael Jordan cry and blame the refs and saying how bad this is?
Mm-hmm. I'm
But you
looking
know
at
what
the
I
Eagles
mean?
pick. I'm looking at your Eagles pick now. I'm just they're high
They
school
just
kids
got,
from Emotep. Oh,
yeah, we
you
just
got
got
it.
safety.
Oh, okay, so you got it already. I thought you didn't. Okay.
I think it was a safety.
All right. So, in terms of LeBron James not being on Jordan's level, so
Yes. I mean, like, no, I mean, because Jordan never cried, and he never cried and said, hey, I need, he never cried the way he's doing, coach.
no.
He never said,
Remember Detroit and the Jordan rules. He did so cry. He did
oh,
so
he did,
cry.
yeah.
He did go to
Yeah,
David
he did.
Stern
Yeah,
and
he did. Yeah.
cry. So
I forgot about that one.
yeah, and that was the whole thing. I was just and that's the thing. So and that's the thing us old heads will know about.
Smith from Texan A&M, wide receiver. The Eagles just picked up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing
I think
that.
they got a safety. They were saying the Eagles were going safety, but they went wide receiver.
He looks like a little quick guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
he is.
5'10"?
I think he don't even look 5'10", but he looks. Oh, he's a returner. Okay, that might be. There you go. There's a returner for you guys. So,
Need a returner.
but yeah, getting back to Jordan in that era. Now here's an
yes, he did cry on that. He did cry on that one. But
here's my unpopular opinion, though, bro. In terms of Jordan and greatness, and go ahead, you guys, kill me. Jordan is not the greatest. Bill Russell is.
Yeah.
Bill Russell. I'm sorry. Because everyone says it's about championships. Bill Russell, and people don't realize when Bill Russell was at the University of San Francisco, he was a scorer. But when he came to the NBA, he adapted his game to fit the other talent so that way those guys could shine and they could win championships. And remember, he has 11 NBA championships. And I think 2 of them he got as a player coach. As a player coach.
Yeah.
Now, I understand different era, but we can make the same argument about Jordan and LeBron. But look, this era, it's, I'm always going to say it's soft. So, I'm partial to the 90s.
No. I'm with you. I've been saying this game is soft.
So,
what happened to the defense in basketball? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's no more defense. It's like I talk to Mitch and I'll talk to Blaze and I talk to all these guys. And I'm like, where is the defense in basketball? And they're like, well, they don't do it no more. I'm like, look at Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that guy no more.
Nope.
Look at the Pistons back in the day. They had a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where's the defense? Why are they just... I could put an 18-wheeler in between some of these guys that are shooting threes. How come that guy ain't up in his face?
Mm-hmm.
You're 6'1". Okay, he's 6'3". Put your hand up in the air.
But Blaze, I'm going to say this because Bill Russell, to me, is a great player. He played in a different era, yes. The center was prominent during that time. Yes, Jordan helped to change the game to a certain extent, but I can make the argument so did Magic Johnson, because when you got a 6'9" point guard and a guy who could play multiple positions at that point in time, he's also a great player and a great talent. He just didn't have all the scoring, and he also had a lot of talent around him. Jordan, I will say, the one thing about Jordan's team, and not to diminish the Bulls because they are great champions, they didn't have a lot of the talent like the Celtics, like the Lakers during that time. You had legitimate 4 to 5 great starters, where the Bulls, everything was funneled through Michael Jordan. And that's why, and I still believe to this day, Bill Russell, if he wanted to, he could have competed with Wilt Chamberlain in terms of scoring. He could have scored 100 points in a game. Yeah, I know. Wilt did it against my Knicks. Okay, go ahead. I gave my own self a dig. So, but that's me. That's me. That's how I see it. They say Eagles traded up again.
Yeah, Eagles pick is in right now.
So, wait a minute.
That means the Eagles just got their wide receiver that's a punt return, kick return. Kobe's gone, baby. No more fair catching. No more waving his arms all day long.
Tobias Harris is the best player on the 76ers, man. Wait. Let me see if I can do Blaze. Let me see if I can do what Blaze does. Wait a minute. Wait. Let's see where. Oh no, they took it out. I'm sorry. They took out they took out the Tobias Harris.
They took Tobias Harris out?
Yeah, so I forgot about that. So, but yeah.
I'm the best player in the game.
No, I get what you're saying in terms of Jordan. And again, but it's also, heck, so did Oscar Robertson, because back in the day, Oscar Robertson was a master at the hand check, because when he would hand check you, he would actually squeeze you, and it would mess with you psychologically, and they put in rules because of him. So every era they changed the game, the rules of the game. So Jordan, I'm not taking anything away from him. I just feel like because everyone talks about championships, when you have like Tom Brady in football, he has all these champions, so he's the greatest. And I always say he's not the greatest to me. He's not. I'm going to go Joe Montana, because Joe Montana has championships and he's never lost. And Brady, for all his greatness, no disrespect to my squad, he lost to my team twice in the Super Bowl. One of them, you're undefeated and you lost. And you had the greatest prolific offense supposedly at the time, and you only scored 14 points at that time. So,
and they had the greatest, and they had a great wide. And they had a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Moss, exactly.
Randy Moss, Randy fucking Moss. and you can only muster up 14 points.
So that's why
Yes, yes, they finally got him. My bad, Trotter Jr., baby. Yes, they finally got him. Yes.
Oh, hold on a second. Go ahead. Go enjoy it.
My bad. Jeremiah Trotter is now an Eagle. I don't understand why we had to wait so long. All right, everybody knew you were getting Trotter. I didn't. Why did he drop so far? Oh wow. All right. Where were we at now, Coach? My bad.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Just
that was good. Yeah, it was a good one.
But yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, no, but that's cool. That was perfect, man. You got your boy. So with the one you wanted, so
I've been wondering. I don't know why he dropped so far though.
Because please, twice I'm the greatest of all time.
I'm the greatest of all time. Damn it.
So but yeah, we were in the NBA. Sorry about that, guys. So
sorry about
but then we talking about the
hand.
Lakers. Hey, but that's what you're gonna get with two old farts like us. So,
you know me. Gotta do too much around here.
But yeah, okay. So you talked about the Lakers; they're going to get swept. What's your thoughts about Denver out west? Do you think they're going to win the West, or is it going to come down to Minnesota? Because there's something about Minnesota that's I don't know.
I think it's going to be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're just gonna. I think they're gonna beat Minnesota. So
okay,
Okay. But listen. When I say they're gonna beat them, I think it's gonna go to 7 games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough battle. These two are gonna be a tough battle.
Ooh, here's a little update. Orlando is up 98-73 on Cleveland. That's interesting.
Nice.
Okay, but yeah, no, I agree with you in terms of Denver. I mean, you got to respect the champions right now. I mean, they're the champions for a reason, and Jokic, man.
He's a beast, dude. Come on. He's a beast. He can drop 50, he can drop 70.
But you know what the thing with Jokic, which I appreciate more than anything, is when he was drafted, he was a second rounder. He was out of shape. He worked hard to get to where he is. It didn't diminish his skill set. It improved his skill set. So, and that's the thing. So that's why, I relate to his, to the talent that he has and in who he's becoming as a player. So now in the East, what's your thoughts about Miami and Boston?
Like, what's going on with Boston?
Mm-hmm.
Why does Miami own them?
And doing it without Jimmy Butler.
Listen, without Jimmy Butler,
mm-hmm.
you gotta really look at this. Without Jimmy Butler, how is the Heat just they're taking a toll? I'm like, when you say Jimmy Butler's not going to be there, you're going to say, hey, the Heat lost, and he's not. They're going to beat Boston. Like, I will give Mitch this. Mitch said Boston's going to be a team that is going to be easy to beat.
No, I agree with you because when you get to the playoffs, actually the level of physicality steps up, and you can start to question their physicality because they're not physical, and that's the thing with Miami. Miami is a physical team, and it's showing. And then you talk about the coaching, the coaching adjustments. I mean, their head coach, there's a lot of questions with him. So I mean, and I'm with you in terms of that. So let me get to the chat. Nick, I already talked about Oubre. Cameron Payne, Mitch said it. He needed to play, and he does change the dynamics of your team. But it does take Kyle Lowry out because Kyle Lowry does bring a toughness.
Yeah.
So now if Cameron Payne is not hitting his shots, then you're going to throw him back on the bench. So
Right.
that's where Lowry comes into play. So what did Blaze say? Oh no, I got that. And argue with that, bro.
You can't
Mitch
go.
still
Yeah.
is mellow goaded. Trend A+. What's up, Gregor? Who are your top 5 basketball players of all time? Mine. It's going to be Wilt. I have to include Michael. I do include Magic, Larry Bird, and
Dr. J. I gotta give it to the doc.
now whatchamacallit I talked about. But damn, do I really want to give it to him? Because whatchamacallit who was Cincinnati, the Royals back in the day. Damn, I just said his name a little bit earlier.
I agree with all 4 that you said, but I go Doc. The Doc.
Okay,
for me.
You know what? If I'm going with Doctor, if I include the ABA, I'm going to say Dr. J. I do like Dr. J because when he was in high school and he would play down at the Rucker, they would line up. They would sit on the apartment complexes on the roofs. They would sit in the trees. And he was a high school kid going up against NBA players. And he was holding his own. And if not, also taking out a lot of them. So I'll give you Doctor, but it's damn, what's his name? Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson has to be included. And most people don't talk about him. They really don't. So he's one of the greatest, and he did help, in terms of changing the game. And who do you think, in a sense, MJ did kind of transition his game from? Dr. J and Oscar Robertson. So,
as a matter of fact, didn't he say that when he I think they asked him one time, and he said that's where he was trying to be like Robertson. I can't remember where it was, but I know that's where he always said he was trying to imitate, like he wanted to try to be like.
Exactly, because and Oscar Robinson was great on both sides of the floor too, offensively and defensively. Because that time also, I mean, into the 60s, going into the 70s, he was going up against some. I mean, Clyde Frazier, Earl the Pearl Monroe. I mean, he was going up against some good guards too. So, I think what hurts him is, when you compare him to MJ, he doesn't have the amount of championships. But again, different time, different era. But back then, he was the MJ. So Mitch says finally halftime agrees with me. But yeah, no, I'm with you there. So I just want, because we were talking a little bit about the Lakers. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. But what's your thoughts on the future of LeBron and Anthony Davis? Do you think both of them may be gone? One is gone, or they're both staying?
I think they're both going to be gone.
Okay.
Well,
go ahead.
So LeBron's son's coming out of college. So whoever drafts him is going to get LeBron. Okay. LeBron wants to play with his son. And okay, I get it. I understand. But I mean, you got to also, when you draft him, you got to also know that his dad's coming. All right, because his dad's going to want to come here. So, but I think LeBron's done with the Lakers.
Okay.
Anthony, I don't think so.
You think he's back or he's gone?
I know. I think he's going to be back. I think he's going to be back for like 2 more years. I think he'll go back like 2 more years.
Philly halftime. We are happy.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Eagles. Duquesne. Oh, he's saying what's going. He's thinking about saying he's going to Duquesne. Here's the thing. I understand that what you call it, because LeBron did say he wants to play with his son. If I'm his son, I don't want to play with you, Dad. I got to go out and set my own mark. I don't want anything handed to me. I got to, because people are going to give me things and I'm going to be looked at differently. And I want to set my own mark. And if I fail, I want to fail on my own. If I make it, I want to make it on my
You
own.
are old school. See, you're just old school. Come on, coach. See, no, you're just no, you can't do that. You can't do that. This day and age, everybody wants to. This day and age, coach, everybody wants somebody to hand them something. Back in the day, yo, we're gonna fight for what we gotta get. You know, and you know how you are because you're old school, and now you're putting that in Bob.
Well, you know what?
This kid had a golden spoon in his mouth.
True.
All right.
True.
And he gonna sit there and go, well, whatever I can get for free, I'm gonna get.
No, I get you.
Dad,
I get you.
I'll play with you, Dad.
I agree. I understand.
Contract, and so I can sit here, and he could be bad. He could be the worst.
But now, what if he? What?
I'm just saying, he could be the worst basketball player in history. He's going into the NBA because of LeBron James.
No, yes, no, you're right in that regard, and that's the thing. So, in even in high school, a lot of it was some things were definitely given to him because of who his dad was and what his dad brings to the table. I get it, and any team is going to want both of them because that's money in their bank if they're not always selling out, fans, merchandising. I get it, and you're right. In the end, will they bring money? Bronny will bring money just to the seats alone, just because he's LeBron James' son. But the moment that he doesn't do well, he's going to lose. He's going to lose that type of support. So yes, you're right. I'm just saying in general, me,
That's old school, and you're like, hey,
see, he's like Blaze.
You gotta fight. You gotta fight for everything you got. And like this new day and age, it ain't like that, Coach.
No, you're right.
They want everything handed to them.
No, you're right in that regard. I mean, the rules of the game, in terms of, how they play, because we know in the 80s, you really had to fight for everything in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why, which I understand what Blaze is saying with MJ, with his greatness, because, with the Jordan rules, he cried a little bit. They adjusted it, but it was still a level of physicality. Them Bulls, Lakers, not Bulls, Celtics matches, them Bulls, Pistons, the Bulls, Pistons? Bulls, Knicks. Yeah, those were wars.
They were freak. That was war.
Exactly.
That was a physical basketball game.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing. I mean, I still remember when Rudy Tomjanovich got popped in the face. I forgot who it was in the Lakers back then. I mean, straight out. Nowadays they don't do that, and back then the benches would get all on the court. So I get it. So I'm with you in reference to that. So but I will say this playoff series though, all of them, it is intriguing. It brings a lot to the table. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. So let me see what 99 says. Micah will be mad. Micah Parsons. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started with him and that team.
Coach, did you see Michael Parsons when the Eagles made their picks?
Yeah.
That dude mad, dude. He's hating his team. How you hate your own team the way he does?
Exactly.
If I was the owner, I'd be like, yo, what the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
I saw you this big contract. What are you doing?
Hey, but that's the thing, with social media and so on and so forth. Like you said, players are getting stuff for whatever they want, and the entitlement, the entitlement that they deal with. So, and since we're going to be talking about new school versus old school, we're going to talk about right now. It's called old school communication devices. All right, and what do I mean by that? So, nowadays, everyone has one of these, for the most part. We all have them. We all have one. We all have them. But back in the days, I mean, these are pretty much fit in your hand, different sizes, smaller, larger. But back then, you only pretty much had one. A real big one, thick. If you ever watched Saved by the Bell with Zach Morris, that was it. And on top of that, it had the antenna that you could screw in and screw out. Yes. So and that's the thing. It was just like,
Blaze has one. Blaze has one.
he has
Every
one.
time I go live with him, he keeps on showing me this damn thing.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I can't stop. I'm like, yep, that was it.
And see, I have a fairly big hand. So, and it fit right in my hand. And it was just like having, well, they don't have them nowadays, corded phones, but it fit ear to ear and it covered the everything. So we talk about that. Beepers. A lot of you don't know about that. That's where if you couldn't afford the cell phones because people couldn't afford it, you would get a beeper. And when somebody wanted you, they would beep you. They would put their phone number in, or there were special number codes because we would spell out certain things with the numbers.
When your woman beeped you, he might beep boobs or something.
Yes.
You tell him everything you're doing, so I gotta go.
Yes, exactly. It is beep, 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 beep. And before, and the thing is, when beepers first came out, they did not have vibrators. I'm sorry. They did not have silence for all you guys who want to say pause.
Yeah.
So they it was just beeping. So that was it. It would beep, 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 beep. So, and that's it.
Vibrate or nothing like that.
Nope.
And the first one didn't do that.
Nope. So, and it was, see, I knew Blaze was going to go there. I knew Blaze was going to go there. Knew it. You said, yeah, Blaze.
Vibrate.
Rotary phone nailed to the wall. Yeah, with a cord. Yep. You're right, Blaze. But yeah, they would beep, and then you would put certain codes. Like nowadays, if you did laugh out loud, they didn't do it back then. But I knew what it was. If you typed in 707 and turned the beeper upside down, it would say laugh out loud.
Yeah, that's a laugh out loud.
So
707's laugh out loud. Yep.
So, or if it was important, you would beep your phone number and then beep again and type in 505. If you turned it all upside down, it would be SOS. So
yeah. Or they would do 911. Like get a hold of me.
Yes.
They would do pound 911.
Yes, exactly. So, and then if you had certain ladies, you would give them certain codes and tell them, so you knew who it was first of all. And then, if they wanted, a little romantic interlude, you would say, some of them you say, put in 1, or you would say, put in 55. 55 is 2 bodies in an S together. So I mean, so exactly, Blaze, side pieces. Oh yeah, Blaze, 69. 69 is the other one. Yep.
Mitch like 69. Well, Mitch, this is what you doing.
For the younger people in chat, what's a pound?
What's a pound?
Yeah, the tic-tac-toe board.
Okay, what is it? Hashtag I go pound, damn it.
Yeah, no, we say pound, hashtag, I get it. Tic-tac-toe board, I get it. So, that's old school. We're old school. So, but yeah, no, it was so interesting. I mean, if you were, now here's the other thing, and I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. If you were out on the block and you were handling your business out on the block, you had certain clients that, you would, boom, put this code in, dash or space, and then, you would say how much you want per se. So, it's yeah, I know. I know.
You get yourself in trouble with that one.
Yeah, I know. I don't care.
I know.
What? It was interesting back then, and then a little bit right after that came the two-way. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
You had the one. Remember the cell phone? The first cell phone that came out.
Mm-hmm.
That goes in the car.
Yes, and it plugs in. Yes, in the briefcase, and yes.
You hook it up to your car later.
Yep.
You leave it in your car. What happened, Coach? The horn honked.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man, it's taking me back. And then you had the two-way messengers. Don't forget the two-way messengers. Like now how we text message. Then you didn't have it in your cell phone because you didn't have a window. It was a regular phone with the phone numbers. That's it. But then you
Yep.
came out with the two-way messenger, and now you could text people back and forth. And then, if you had your side piece, you could have it on and you could look at it real quick, read the message, close it up. Come on, man. I can't lie, man. I got in trouble. I did my dirt. I admit it. The old fat guy did his dirt, and I got in trouble behind it. So, but
I got in trouble so many times. You know when you try to get a one phone call and you're on another one and you call the girl the wrong name.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Like,
Yes.
damn, I was just on the phone with that.
Exactly. These two guys definitely remember the special. Yeah. I'm sure to talk to. Yeah. Okay. Well, you want to go there, Blaze? What about the party line? What about the party line?
Yeah, we're after
the 900 party lines back in the day. So,
oh yeah,
and you'd be on the phone for hours, and then when the phone bill comes in, you're looking at thousands of dollars. Kids getting in trouble straight up. Some kids getting their butts whooped because you ran my phone bill up to $1,000, $2,000, and then your phone gets cut off, or the phone gets cut off because the parents can't afford it or whatever. Yeah, that's taking it back. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I know two old fogies.
Really, they want to talk dirty. Well, see, they used to pay. They used to have girls over there talk dirty for you, but you had to pay.
Exactly.
$5 a minute.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The first time when it first came out, yeah, everybody's like, oh, okay. But then when that bill came in, it's like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Yeah, it was fun at first, but you know what? No. All right. That's enough of that, because we can talk about this for hours. So so now let's talk a little bit about baseball.
Right.
Yeah, just leave it right there. I look, I'm a Yankees fan, definitely. So yeah, you just leave that over there. I'm a Yankees fan, definitely, but what most people don't know, I'm also a Phillies fan. All right, because I love Ryan Howard back in the day. There were certain players back then: Ken Griffey Jr., Frank Thomas, Ryan Howard. I love their game. I really wish they were on the Yankees, but yeah, I definitely love Ryan Howard. What's your thoughts right now about your Phillies?
My bullpen sucks, and now my starting pitchers got to go 7 to 8 innings a night. And my problem is, what do we talk about, Coach? It is that freaking analytics bullshit that tells them to pull a pitcher that's having a no-hitter, and you pull him in the sixth inning, and you don't let him play when he's pitching really good. I don't care if he's at 88 pitches. He has a no-hitter going on. First of all, a pitcher that has a no-hitter going on, they get a bonus. They get more money. You're going to tell me it's okay to pull this pitcher that has a no-hitter on? The only way you're pulling me is if you're giving me that check. Or not, go sit the hell down, Coach, because guess what? I'm getting my no-hitter going on.
Exactly.
But these analytics in baseball has to stop. It's hurting baseball. I think it just hurts it so much that's one of the issues of how baseball's being managed by the managers. I mean, you can blame the manager all you want, and I blame my manager for a lot of shit. But the analytics is just the new way of baseball, and sometimes you got to take it away.
Bro, we've had that discussion, man. I mean, as a Yankees fan, that's one of the things that they always talk about, analytics, and I can't stand it. Because as a coach, yes, I look at stats. I read the analytics per se to get certain information. I agree with that. If you're doing that, but not to dictate how you play the game, because sometimes I got a feel for what's going on. Or like you said, a player is playing one way. I wasn't expecting that, but now All
It's
right.
the eye test.
I get, there's going to be the argument. Well, you want to pull them early because you know what, you don't want to burn them out, or you don't want to chance being injured. I mean, many years ago they did play, you know,
They were throwing
9, 10 innings.
130
I mean, you
pitches.
go back into the 50s and the 60s, sometimes pitchers would play double headers. Literally, they would play double headers.
Yes.
So, and I'm not saying I'm advocating for pitchers to do double headers. That's not what I'm saying. But for a pitcher to pitch into the 8th inning, that's why these pitchers right now, especially at a younger age, they're not developing to be long-lasting pitchers. 4 or 5 innings, and then you want to pull them out. And then you're wondering why. But now you're paying all this money. Come on, fans are paying all this money to go to the game, to buy all the jerseys and everything. They want to get their money's worth in terms of their investment. So, I mean, and I feel you in terms of the Philly. I mean, they could probably be a lot better. I mean, they're in second place in the National East. Just like the Yankees. Both teams, I think, have the same record. I mean,
I think we do have the same record.
17-10. Both are 17-10. You guys are what? You're 2.5 behind the Braves, and the Yanks are technically tied with the Orioles, but they're tied technically in terms of percentage points. So, and it's frustrating because with the Yankees, you started out hot with the hitting, and then you've had this little lull where you're not hitting, with the lineup. I mean, Aaron Judge, he's struggling. Giancarlo Stanton, probably one of the worst contracts that they could have ever traded for, is doing, and I think it could possibly, even though he's doing well in terms of Soto, it could probably mess him up long term. And if you want to sign this man, you want to protect him and let him be productive, and he sees that, I want to stay here. Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay this man $500 million, $600 million. And I get it in terms of business perspective, but and bottom line, as a Yankees fan, I'm looking for number 28. I don't care about anything else, but I want number 28, championship number 28. And yes, I'm arrogant about it. Okay, but I want championship number 28. That's what I want. So,
Coach, I have a World Series baseball.
Oh wow!
For 2000 and what? 2001 when the Yankees went to World Series. Is that 2001?
Against ours, I think it was against the Diamondbacks.
I have a World Series baseball.
Okay.
Ready for this? Still in its box. Still in its box.
It wasn't a ball played in the game. Okay,
no, it wasn't a ball played in the game. It was. You know how they make so many balls?
Yes, no, I understand.
They pull out so many balls, but they also have so many balls in the back that are in the boxes. I have one that's still in the box.
You see, I have it's a Yankees memorabilia because it has the Yankees logo on it. The old school Yankees with the red and white logo, not the NY. And I actually, because technically it's my second game, because I went to a Yankees game the first time in '96, and it got rained out, so we got free tickets to the next day, and we were able to get right down behind the first base bench behind the Yankees. So, and Luis Polonia and Bernie Williams were there, and we were like, can we get an autograph? They're like, all right, come on. So we tossed in the ball, and they gave me an autograph. So I was just like, but yeah, that's something I will never ever give away. Magic win, so they tied the series there. So that's a special one. So you got a question? Come on, open up. Halftime. What do you think about what the Eagles have done so far in this draft?
It's an A+ in my book. They did great.
Now that you sure it's not an A++. Now that you got Jeremiah Trotter.
No.
I'm joking.
I don't do that A++ stuff. It's an A+.
No, I got you.
You don't get a higher grade than an A+.
I got you.
I'm glad that we got Trotter. I'm really happy we got Trotter. I think he's going to be very good. I don't know why he fell so far, but
Mm-hmm.
he did good. We did good. We went and got needs.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, right now, in terms of, well, before I do that, I'll
Hold on,
touch a
Coach.
little bit
I
on.
did have a question for you.
Go ahead, bro.
I,
Ask
I
me.
seen I seen this on the Yankees. You
Mhm.
guys had, I think it was your manager that got kicked out of a game
Oh, yes. Thank you.
because a fan
Yes.
ran his mouth and a dumb umpire did turned his back and thought he said it
Mm-hmm.
without no proof, kicked him out of the game. That was your manager, I believe.
Yes. Yes. It was the first inning. It was in the first inning. You had the first batter go to first base,
Yes.
and Aaron Boone, he said something to the umpires, and then the home plate umpire basically, said something and told him that you say anything else, you're out of the game. And Aaron Boone, he went like this, and he turned around, and he wasn't even looking at him. And
Yep.
and the Yes Network gave a good angle from the third baseline, and it showed Aaron Boone and the fan right behind him, and the
Yep.
fan said something, and that umpire turned around and said, "You're out of here." But what compounded it, when Aaron Boone said, "I didn't say anything," the umpire said, "I don't care. You're responsible for everybody in your dugout. Somebody said it over there, so you're responsible. I'm throwing you out." And Michael Kay, he even said it. He said, "That's not a rule in baseball." And when we're talking about accountability for the
That's
officials,
why I brought it up.
and yeah, I don't care if you have a tough union for the umpires. Even the union has to acknowledge, look, you have to do better, whatever the case may be, and simply make them apologize, because that's the
Coach, your
thing.
pick is in. You got a center. Monk.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you need a backup center. I mean, maybe he can play the guards
Guard.
position too. So if he gives you I mean, that's the one thing about the Giants. They have They like versatility with some of their players. So he's probably going to tell me he can play the interior of the offensive line and create competition. So, and shout out to Big Pat and NYG. They were talking about getting an offensive lineman, an interior offensive lineman in this draft. So there you go. So pick 163.
Oh
So
wait,
that's
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That guy, he went to Green Bay. Your
that's
pick
Green
is
Bay.
that's Green Bay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you got me too, because I saw him and I
No,
see the Giants.
because I seen him and it said the pick was in. I thought they were talking about him.
Yeah,
My
and you
bad.
see, no, you see the logo. I see it now because I didn't look at the logo. I
I
saw
didn't
same
look at the
thing.
logo. I just seen the pick was in. I thought they were talking about him. My bad.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. But in terms of Aaron Boone, I mean, yeah, that's tough, and for no apology, even from Major League Baseball. You don't want the umpire, at least, acknowledge, we apologize. It shouldn't happen. We need to do better. So I agree with you. So who's Jalen Simpson going to?
Going to use. I thought.
I just want to
I
make
don't know.
sure.
I don't know. It's been
No,
fun.
I understand.
These guys are talking about something that happened.
No, I got the volume off too, so I really don't know. So I
I
know
had the
this
volume off, so I'm not listening.
this is a safe. That's kid. It's a safety. I just don't know who is going to. So but real quick, to everyone in the chat, we really appreciate you. We hope you guys have, hit the like button. I hope you have subscribed to both of our channels. Make sure you hit the notification so you know when we post new content. It looks like he went to the Colts.
Oh, he went to the Colts.
And also make sure you're always sharing all our social media platforms. Yeah, I got you, bro. That's what I'm looking for too. But thank you.
Everybody, go to Coach Ed. Sub to him. Show that love, man. Give him that like button.
And
Here it is.
Giants selection is. Ding.
Now they're taking a little bit too long. Come on. Oh, commercial now. You don't get to find out.
It figures. But here's what I want to do. Talk to everyone out about. So first of all, you guys have been phenomenal. Rocking with us, enjoying engaging with us. I want to know if you guys have any subject ideas for the futures. In other words, is there anything that you guys want us to talk about? I mean, you're part of this whole thing also. It's not just strictly about us. It definitely isn't. The Steelers have met with former player Cam Sutton. All right. Thanks a lot, Mrs. Halftime. I really appreciate you doing that.
Everybody,
And
go to his. There's his coach's link. Hit that. Go and hit his like button. Show him some support. I'm telling you, he's going to be awesome. You guys
Tyrone
will love him.
Tracy, running back from Purdue. It says Purdue,
Any
but
good?
I don't remember. I have my coach's film. I'm going to go break him down.
Oh, he went.
It says Purdue, but it looks like he transferred from Marshall. So, it is what it is. But again, you guys, no matter what, you let me know what you guys let us know what you guys want to talk about. And we'll put it on the agenda and make sure that we do our research if we have to, and we'll talk about it. So I mean, I have some more ideas, in terms of family life, so on and so forth. As well as other things. It's not just about old school technology. It's a lot of things. So,
whatever
and that's
you want
what
to
this
talk
was.
about, we can just talk about it.
It was big as the NFL draft. I feel you, even though I don't like comparing eras, but maybe an old school versus new school segment where you carefully compare and discuss things that have changed without saying one's better. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, Blaze.
I don't know if I could do that one, Blaze.
No, I get what he's saying. In other words, what we can do is we can compare the two and highlight positives and negatives from the both eras. Yes, we're going to be partial to old school with certain things.
I'm stuck in the old school way.
No, I understand. I'm old school with certain things, but I'm also progressive to a certain extent. I mean, here's the thing. All right.
We're old school, but we're trying to catch up with technology, and
exactly. So,
and these young people are like, I don't know how you were doing it, but this way you're using this old ass phone, I don't know how to dial a number.
Exactly. So, but again, I mean, I get what Blaze is saying. I do like that idea in terms of comparative aspects.
That would be
fine.
funny, Blaze. That would be hilarious, because I'm going to make sure it is, because I'm just old school.
I can tell you right now, in terms of football, for example, when I played and I coached, I mean, I remember the wing tee, the wishbone, I formation, pro set, near far. You don't have that nowadays.
You don't have that.
You barely have the I formation with the former shotgun. You don't even have offset I. You'll have pistol. You have spread. Heck, you don't even have the run and shoot offense from back in the days with Warren Moon, and that was a spread concept, but it's different. So again, I get it, I understand. So
you bring it back. You bring back man. That dude was phenomenal.
Yes, we ain't your grandpa type grandpas. We are hip, happening, and all that. I mean, we'll talk about it. Look, I'll talk music. I mean, it don't matter if it's hip hop, it's R&B, jazz, rock. I mean, most people don't realize when I was in college, I was a Valley boy. I loved Metallica, man. I mean,
oh really?
Yeah, like
I listen to rap. I listen to I was listening to rock and roll. I listen to country. I was like, I'm all over the place. So
I'm getting into country a little bit more. Shout out, I have to admit, shout out to The Voice. The Voice has opened me up to country. Growing up, I mean, my mother loved country too. So country and Elvis. And I just grew up with it so much, I learned to hate it. So,
my wife is a big Elvis fan.
Yeah, that's my mother.
And my aunt actually met Elvis.
Oh, wow.
And my aunt, you know how he always had the scarves? And in the concert, he always would whip it out.
Yep.
One of those women. He was one of those women. Like,
okay.
Here's the little love tag for you, honey. I was
like, okay.
I think my aunt really know what that meant, but maybe she did.
She did, bro. No. She did. She just not gonna tell it to you, because you know how we do.
She didn't say it to me though. I was like, all right.
You're not gonna say it to your kids because you don't want it to. So,
I got the love scarf. Yeah, what was you doing for that love scarf?
whip it out. Pause.
Mm.
Yeah, and back then that's what
Oh, this
those.
ball stuff gotta stop.
Yeah, you're like me. You're like me. I hate it. Between him and G Nation. That's all I hear. Pause.
That's
Cause
all I hear is
I'm
balls,
like,
balls,
yo, I'm old
balls.
school. I'm a football coach, an old school football coach. I'll say stuff like, "Get your head out of your hind part." I'm going to say it nicely. So
Here's one for you, Coach. So I've been streaming late because of the game, because
hmm
of the draft pick, right?
hmm
I had to go to work on Friday.
hmm
Man, dude, I get up early in the morning. I go to the store. I got to get me something to drink. I got to get stuff for my lunch.
hmm
And I get in my car, getting ready to leave. A guy pulls out. Now he's behind me. He's getting ready. He just hit in reverse. Getting ready to move on. He
hmm
stops. My
hmm
man started eating a sandwich, his breakfast sandwich, behind me. He's pointing like I am back in the parking spot. He just stopped there. He started eating the breakfast sandwich. Me, I got out and said, "Yo, move."
hmm
He rolled down the window. He goes, "Sorry, I'm just trying to get a bite to eat." I'm like, "Get the hell out of my way. I'm going to put my foot up your ass." I'm
Yeah,
like, "What the hell
really.
is this?" Like, I'm talking about, I'm like, "What the hell? What's going on
So,
here?"
come on. First and foremost, what about common courtesy? I mean, you know
I ain't
what? You're
done.
blocking someone, you move over. Heck, pull over into a parking slot, pull over somewhere where you're not blocking traffic. Go
He
ahead,
was
do
in
what
the
you got.
parking lot. How come you didn't eat the parking lot?
Yeah,
Why did I pull
exactly.
behind me and friggin'
Block you from getting out.
he's
Yeah.
blocking me from getting out? Huh?
Bro,
Yo,
he
man,
lucky.
it is way too early in the morning to fuck with me because I'm gonna get out and put my foot up your ass. I ain't got time.
Exactly, man. That's the thing, man. I can't deal with that. So, man, I'm with you. So, all right, we're about ready to get out of here in a little bit. So, what you got going on for this upcoming week? What's your plans? Streams, whatever.
Man, I'm streaming the Phillies game tonight at 8:30,
Mm-hmm.
and then tomorrow I know I'm streaming the Sixers game, and then I got one with Junior sometime. I got to try to figure out how I'm gonna move that.
Gotcha.
My son gets his video game in on the
Mm-hmm.
weekend. I got to get him his video game for the weekend.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's
You
up.
know, I done this all for him. So, and he loves his weekend, man. He loves his one game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
all about him. So, you know,
Exactly.
and it's funny, Coach. You gotta watch him sometimes, dude. He stops playing the video game and just wants to read the chat.
Wow. Okay.
When he reads the chat, he'll read everybody's name to the fullest. It ain't Blaze. It's Blaze Radio. Said this step by step. But he is so particular of how he says it. He is funny. It's hilarious.
That's good, man. And first and foremost, that means he loves to read. That's the first thing. He's not lazy with
Very
it.
good. He's very good at reading, and he's just focused on the chat. He's like, I know I gotta
Interactive.
take care. I know I gotta take care of the chat. And if it's
Exactly.
talking sports, he just looks at me and says, "I don't know nothing about sports, but go on home, man, go." And then
I,
I'll just give everybody my information on sports. But he's funny. He
that's
loves it.
that's
So
that's cool. I like hearing that, man. I like hearing that. All right. No one else has any ideas for show ideas, except for Blaze. I mean, that we appreciate
I
it.
like
So I mean,
Blaze's idea though.
yeah, no, I mean, you can still always add it later. It doesn't matter because I'll go back and I'll double check and I'll read it. So it's perfectly fine. And as for me, I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be streaming the Knicks Sixers game with my Man Cave. Shout out to him. He's actually at the draft now, so he'll be shooting home tomorrow, and said he'll be home in time to watch the game. So we're going to be covering that. It's going to be a drawn out knockout. So get ready for it, man. So we'll be talking
It'll
about
be
it.
fun, man.
Yeah, and then we'll definitely be talking about this next week anyway. So On
You got
Tuesday,
who do you have winning on tomorrow?
I said the series was going 7 games from the get-go.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I really do think you guys are going. What it is, I really think each team is just going to win at home. To be
Okay.
brutally honest, that's how I think, especially when you get to those last games, the home crowds are going to really give the energy to the players and really help the players in terms of. So that's what I think. Do I hope I'm wrong? Do I want my Knicks to win tomorrow? Yeah, of course I do. But if I'm being honest, I think you guys, and plus with what's going on, you guys and Embiid, playing at another level. But Brunson is stepping up. DiVincenzo, to me, that was a critical point. He only had 5 points. So, I expect him to step his game up, because if you always go back throughout all basketball series, it always seems like your superstars will produce, but then the role players, somebody will have a bad game, the next game they'll step up. Before game 2, Oubre didn't have a good game. You guys really didn't, your bench, but then Oubre and a lot of your key bench players stepped up. So that's why I'm saying that. I expect Devo to play a lot better tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be key and help us win. So but I think it's going 7 games, so we'll probably be talking about this next weekend anyway. So
Nice.
But I'll be covering the game tomorrow. I have a couple of. I'm trying to see what's going to happen on Monday. Tuesday, I have Heart of the City with my boy NYG22, also known as Unpopular Opinion Sports, where we sit down and yes, we talk Heart of the City in New York City, but it really is a full sports talk show where we do venture out and talk about everything. NYG is a Nets fan. We're both Giants fans, both Yankees fans, but we talk about everything. He's a Rangers fan. I'm whoever's winning in from the local area. It don't matter to me. So we'll break it down and talk about it. Well, we dive into so much more. And in that, I give you my coach's corner, where I talk also women's sports. So I talk the WNBA, college sports. I talked a little bit of track and field. I'm preparing for the Olympics. So, I'm going to be the Eagles trade with the Jets.
Yeah, they just made a trade with the Jets. Eagles had back-to-back picks, so they traded one with the Jets.
Got you. And then Wednesday, I'll be on the Hardcore Sports Network with Blaze, with Mitch, Rios, Nikki Stees, I'm forgetting somebody, TRL, and Randy, Next Shift Randy. We do the Pick and Roll podcast, where we're going to dive into basketball. So, and then the rest of the week, I'll probably be making videos, maybe jump on a stream somewhere along the line. So, love to see everyone in there. What's up, Raf? El Capitan, Rafael El Fucho. Salute to you and your Raiders Nation. I hope you're having a good time. Thanks for tapping in, man. I really appreciate you. Nothing but love and respect, brother. Pick and Roll podcast, episode 69. Will you see some Orange Cassidy?
Cassidy.
So at halftime, I'll see you on the Phillies later on, man. Great meeting you, Coach. Same here. Excited to more shows. I appreciate everyone. Again, thanks to Nick, Mitch, Raph, Star Wars 99, Jose Perez. Try to get everybody. I got Blaze already. Thanks, Blaze. Nightbot. Who am I forgetting? I like going up. Victor. Screaming, Jerry Lee, Mrs. Halftime. I really appreciate everyone for coming out and supporting us. It really means a lot. Daniel Berry, thanks for being here. Grega, I really appreciate you. I already did Blaze. Nick. Am I forgetting anyone? Still gonna keep going. You guys have been phenomenal, man. Even right now, it's 31. It's 31.
31 in the chat.
In the chat. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys
Butterfly's
talk about this.
Awesome. She's always with all the support for everybody.
She's actually helping me with the Discord, because that's new to me. So the Sui, thank you for being here. But But again, I mean, everyone, you share this, even the rebroadcast, Nikki Stees, just share the rebroadcast, everyone can come in and rewatch this, and really get to see these two old farts, what we're bringing to the table, Russ the Hunter, thank you everyone, share it, talk about it. Let's grow this together. I mean, it's all about all of us. It's not just us two old farts. It's about you too. And this is growing a family. So,
Yep. And that's what I always say. I'm trying. You guys are part of the family. You guys you guys are building this. I mean, it could just be me and him just bitching and nobody listening to us, or talking sports and nobody listens to us. You guys make it in here.
Exactly.
I always give everybody the credit because, and you guys hitting that like button, it helps us. You guys hit that sub, it helps us all out. It makes us bigger.
Jordan Travis
and that spreads the word.
Exactly. So we appreciate you guys. Again, we thank you all for tuning in. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. And some got their OF only fans. Y'all got your OF farts. All right. There you go. There you go. There you go. So bigger pause. So, but that's it, guys. We got to get out of here. So thanks you again for tuning in. Appreciate you and look forward to seeing you next Saturday, 2:00, right here on the Hardcore Sports Network. Love you. Peace.
Peace. See ya. Catch you guys on the rebound.